Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to invoke Salesforce Messaging for Web REST API, and we are going to make use of Python programming. So if you have a requirement where you wanted to invoke Salesforce Messaging for Web REST APIs from Python code, then you can make use of this video as your reference. If you are pretty new to Salesforce Messaging for Web REST API, then please make use of this link, using which you have to create a messaging channel, and then the messaging channel should be active. When you create the embedded service deployment, you have to create using custom client as the type. You will get the code snippet using which we will be invoking the Salesforce Messaging for Web REST API. If you wanted to first check using Postman client, then in this blog post I have given screenshots how to generate token, how to create conversation, how to subscribe to the server-side events, how to close the conversation, how to send a message. So all these get and post and delete requests are available with the sample payload also in this blog post, so you can make use of it. Now let's jump on to the same Salesforce Messaging for Web REST API from Python code. I'm going to make REST API calls, so I am installing requests library. So using this command, you will be able to install the requests library. I'm going to listen to the Salesforce Messaging for Web server-side events. So I am installing SSE client. Using this command, you should be able to install the SSE client library. The first step is I created a folder with the name Salesforce MIAW. Next, I created a Python file with this content. I have created this variables.py file so that I can reuse all the variables. Let's take access token. For all the calls, after getting the access token, we have to make use of the access token in the header. Instead of hard coding it in each and every file, I am going to write that particular value to this variables.py file so that I can reuse across multiple Python files. So first I created this variables.py file which has my conversation ID. As of now it is empty. Access token is also empty, and this is my base URL which I got it from the code snippet. So the variables.py file is ready. Next, I am importing requests, I am importing variables. I am making a REST API call in order to get the access token. The base URL plus the path, I am passing the body as JSON, and then I will be able to get the access token. Once the access token is retrieved from that particular JSON response, I am writing that to this variables.py file so that I can reuse across multiple files. So let's run this. I am able to get the access token. So the access token is updated in this file also, so I can reuse across multiple files. The next step is I am importing UUID to create conversation ID. This conversation ID will be used in the variables.py file, and also when we make a call to create the conversation. Once we get the access token, the next step is we have to create the conversation. In order to create the conversation, I am making use of uuid.uuid4 method, and then I am getting the conversation ID. I am making use of that conversation ID. So the first step is I am updating that in the file. Next, I am making a call to the base SART URL plus conversation, and this is the body, and in the headers I am passing the access token, and also I am making use of the conversation ID. So now if I run this, so this is the conversation ID. It is updated here also. Since it created the conversation as an agent, I will be able to receive the messaging session record in Salesforce. So as an agent, I'm able to view the messaging session. As an agent, I was able to make available myself in Omni so that I can receive the request. So now this is also done. Next, I'm going to listen to the server side events. With the Salesforce messaging for REST API, we can listen to the SSE events so that we can see all the back and forth conversation between agent and the visitor. So I'm going to run this. So it is it started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a message using this sample code. I'm going to send a message to the agent. The message is testing from Python. I'm using the same access token, and also I'm making use of the same conversation ID in order to have back and forth conversation. So I'm going to send it. So I was able to send a message from my Python code to Salesforce. So this is also done. In the SSE event, I should be able to okay, let me again rerun it. Okay, I'm able to see event data ID. If I send a message, I should see that in the SSE event. Okay, I'm able to see the start indicator, the conversation message, and also the conversation typing stopped indicator event. So if the agent sends multiple message, I should be able to see it. And even if I send a message, I should be able to see that. Yeah, I should be able to see that. If you want to close the conversation, you can make a delete request to the base URL plus conversation as the path slash in the full path you have to use the conversation ID which was when the conversation was created, when we did the create conversation post request. So you have to make use of the same conversation ID, and in the parameter we have to pass ES developer name equal to the API name of the um, embedded service deployment which we created for this custom client. So if I do this, it is 204. So definitely it got succeeded. So it ended the session. Please check the video description. In the video description, I have given my blog post. From the blog post, you should be able to get the sample Python code which we were executing in this video as your reference. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching.